Hey, this is Sasha, and I want to welcome you to another video. Now, today I want to talk about the concept of following your passion and why it can be a huge mistake. So stick around, coming up. So one of the things that we always talk about as far as ambition or drive is to go ahead and follow your passion. You've probably heard it before, go follow your passion. Follow your passion. If you don't follow your passion, well, you're going to have to work a lot. If you follow your passion, well, then you never have to work a day in your life. So a lot of times it's this balancing act between following your passion and the money side. So if you go follow your passion, well, then you go ahead and stack more interest and value into this, then all of a sudden, at least you're doing what you love. But on the flip side is, well, then you're getting further away from money. If you don't have enough weight or focus or concentration on the money side, well, modern world, well, you still have to pay for your mobile phone bill. You still have to pay for your water, heat, electric, and a lot of other things that you have a modern lifestyle. So going after your passion, a lot of times, many times people think that you have to sacrifice the money side of it. And although it's not always the case, because there's some people that make great money doing what they love, a lot of times those things were set up accordingly or part of the luck. It just comes down to the industry, the career path, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So when you look at going after something that you love, there's going to be a lot of different things. So if you look at passion, you might be passionate about, let's say, chess. You might be passionate about martial arts. You could be passionate about numbers or financials. So let's just say money in this case. So if you're passionate about these different categories, well, a lot of times, let me say, as you're moving along these lines, well, you can't get a degree in chess or martial arts, but you can get a degree kind of more along the lines of, let's say, banking. So all of these things, they lead you to kind of a roadblock here, because as you're looking for kind of a goal here to make money from your passion, can you go ahead and teach kids to play chess? Absolutely. And if you have a demand and you build a business around it, yeah, it's possible that you can go ahead and bypass kind of this roadblock to make money. But a lot of times, if you just want to play day-to-day chess, well, many times you're going to hit that stumbling block. But with a few that develop a business around this, maybe train kids to play chess, the thinking concepts, and a lot of these things, writing books, creating material, then you could create some sort of revenue behind it. The same thing goes with martial arts. But as you look for other avenues, let's say banking, let's say you're interested in risk management or stocks. Now, as you start going into these things, well, a lot of these have a lot less roadblocks. So some of these may have multiple roadblocks, but these have a lot fewer roadblocks. So looking and finding something that you're passionate about that has less roadblocks could lead you to kind of an easier financial path. Now, it may not always be something that you enjoy doing, and that's why it's kind of good to take a look at all of the things that you might be passionate about, but then how many roadblocks are there? Because if you strictly just choose, let's say, a career on, let's just say, money, okay, now you're looking for to see, hey, well, I'm passionate about this. Well, that could lead you into a lot of trouble because, well, if you're just chasing money, you don't have, let's say, the drive behind it. You might not have the motivation. Having passion is fantastic for the financial side. It's almost like you need a little bit of both. In order to have this success, to have this balance, you need a bit of passion to be able to make that money, because if you don't have the passion, you're not going to stick into your career. Now, if you also don't have the money, well, how are you going to pay for some of these things like your mobile or cell phone bill, your water, your heat, your electric? So all those things kind of work hand in hand together. But what I don't want you to do is to make that mistake of saying, hey, I'm going to go into, and I'm just going to pick something, let's say a history degree, which I read about not too long ago, where somebody was in about $180,000 in debt. So think about this. You're going to get a degree in debt, and now they're making about $15 an hour at a museum and a library, and then they have a second job just to get healthcare benefits. So this kind of becomes a problem when you start looking at, okay, well, I'm only making, 15, 20 bucks an hour. I got $180,000 in debt and I need a second job. So it'll take me maybe 20, 30 years to pay that off as, I'm living and paying for other living expenses. So this is where a pit trap that people get into is they get a degree or a career, or they choose something they love, and all of a sudden it leads to debt because you love it, you want to do it, you want to pursue it, but there's no financial backing or support behind it. It's tough to get out of it. So a combination between passion and money is a good thing, especially if you're living in the modern world. So looking at also the roadblocks here and seeing where do you have less roadblocks and what is kind of a quicker path to the financial area is also a good thing to take a look at. Now, I'm not saying you need to choose something that pays the most or the best, because then if you don't have the drive, the motivation, that determination to keep going, well, you're going to probably stop and quit sometime very soon before you end up making a bunch of that money. So it's important to have both the drive, the motivation, which comes from that passion, but also have the financial backing so that way you can sustain and kind of live your life fairly happy. All right, so thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you want to subscribe on YouTube to get other great training tips like this one, more about your finances, money, or growing your business, click the button right below. Or if you want to join me on my newsletter list where you get some news and announcements on any products, specials, discounts, or in-depth training that I do, then go ahead, sign up to the newsletter list by clicking this button right here. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.